pack up. You might have to, just pack a few things that you can live with, that's essential to you. Buy a couple of things when you get there. The most important part is that you have your job, and that's what you've been looking for the whole time. So you might have to stay with, if you have family there, I don't know. Try to make those arrangements and be prepared to move really fast, because if you don't, they're going to give it to somebody else and you're going to be left out. Let the temp agency find your job. If you can take the work out of doing all this for yourself, that takes so much stress. That takes pretty much all the stress out for finding a job. Finding a job is stressful enough. So if you could, it's free to you. You're not having to pay for anything. You're getting free help to go out here and make some money. Let the people help you. Finding a job is cool and everything online, but everything is not listed online. I promise you. A lot of people don't even list that stuff online. They go straight to the tip agency and just want people out of there. So, get in on all of it. You can still do your research on Google, on your time off, but let these people, while you're at work, let these people do what they're supposed to be doing, which is helping you out, taking your stress out of your life. Like, it helps so much. So please give them a try. Regardless of your situation, college students, you guys are in college. Yes, you have some responsibility, you have some independence. But when college is over, you got to think, are you going to go back home? Do you really want to go back home? I did it, okay? I graduated from college. I went back home, or actually, matter of fact, I didn't even go away to college. I stayed with my mom, but that's besides the point. Stay home if you can. You really don't want to put yourself out there like that right after college, because it's a lot that comes with it that may not be announced, and you never know what's going to come up. So make sure that if you can, even if it's just for a few months, you can go back home. Probably don't have to pay many bills. If you got to pay bills, let your parents help you until you can get back on your feet. You have more time to look for jobs. I know with me, I was working during college. I can say that I looked up. I basically already had a job before I graduated, but that's beside the point. I was still at home and I knew I wanted to move. I was working over 40 hours a week. I was in internships. I was working, I had over a full-time schedule. I can tell you that was one of the most stressful times of my life. Like, do not do that to yourself if you don't have to. I promise you, you will not be happy with that. Or you're going to be happy when you cross the stage, but it does not end there. Trust me, it intensifies. Looking for jobs, going to interviews, like, oh, no, okay? I'm going to say it again. Let your parents help you. Okay. Now, I understand that, maybe not everybody has the privilege to go back home and stay with mommy and daddy. Okay. So this is for you guys. You can find a hotel or, Airbnb, or just stay with family somewhere until, you're able to save up some money, get a job. It does not have to be the job that you get with your degree. 9 times out of 10, depending on your degree, you might not come out of college with a job in your degree, to be quite honest. And that was something I had to learn. It wasn't the easiest for me to take in, especially after doing 4 and 5 years in school. Like, you just want to come out here and be in your field, but reality, it doesn't always work that way. So understand that if you are a senior right now and you're watching this, please be advised that you should probably be looking for jobs right now. It's going to be harder because they might want you to work right then. If you can work it out, solidify that. Solidify your spot before it's pure heck after graduation. I'll say that much. If you were staying with a roommate, if they're in the same boat, or you might just be completely honest with your roommate. If you have not discussed what you guys are going to do after school, just talk to them. They're probably in the same boat. Especially if you are going to school where you actually want to live, that's even better. You don't have to relocate anymore. You just have to try to figure out how you're going to stay there. Get you a hotel. You guys can split the cost. If you have a car, you're pretty much set. So just try to find a job there. I know a good option to get a job. Check with your university. You're already a graduate there. See, do they have something that you can work there until you find a job. Just talk to them. The more that you talk to people, I'll just say this: closed mouths do not get fed. If people don't know your situation, nobody can help you. Like I said before, I really recommend you go back home if that is an option for you, because when you're in college, yes, you have some independence, but it's easier if you find a job in your home state while you're living with your parents before you have to become this responsible adult. Because, like, I don't know, like once you go there, like there's no turning back, and you want all the help and guidance that you can get while you're making this transition. I knew when I crossed the stage, I thought it was gonna be one way, and baby, it was not. Let your mama help you. And let's be honest, most of y'all that are in college, you're not paying bills on top of bills. Y'all really are probably living on student loans, so be careful with that. To get around that, I would recommend that I'll tell you what you can do. So when you get your financial aid package that last semester, or even in August, but whenever, your last year, when they offer you the loans and stuff like that, take into consideration how long do you think it'll take you to get a job? Take at least like 3 months of, you can find you a Best Western, an extended stay, a sleep in, something that has like a little kitchenette in it, like a long-term stay hotel that has a little living. It's for long-term stay hotels, so it's gonna have a kitchen, it's gonna have a little fridge, all that kind of stuff. Look for one of those, price it, see how much it will be for the time that you're gonna need, that you think you're gonna need it for. When they offer you the last bit of loans, don't splurge on it. Take the money out of there, save it in your bank account. When the time comes, you will have the rest of that loan money, and I understand you're taking out more loan than you actually need, but it's more like survival because you're not going back home, so you gotta have the money saved up somewhere. Indeed.com, you guys, that's a legit website. The employers will contact you back. LinkedIn, not so much. I feel like that's more for people who are older, established, like got those kind of connections. Indeed is more so for general population. Any and everybody can apply to Indeed, and it's a legit website, so you're not gonna get scammed. Well, okay, I won't say you won't get scammed, but be careful of what you're doing on there. Most of the time, it's safe to apply. And I would say about 3 months, you should be able to find a job, even if it's a job with your degree. I understand that sometimes when you're trying to use your degree, or what I have noticed about that, they do take longer to contact you back. But if it's just like, you know, retail, fast food, I don't know, other stuff, they'll contact you back pretty fast. So that cushion money that you had should be able to pay for your hotel. You can job hunt while you're in there, go to interviews. You're already in the place that you want to be. So you're pretty much set. So just time it out, be consistent, and you'll make it. If you watched one of my other videos and I talked about how to get an apartment, one of the things that I did mention was you have to have a proof of income. So, you know, if you're living on the student loans and you do the whole hotel, extended stay thing, then that cushion money is paying for your food, your clothing, anything that you need for interviews. It's paying for the hotel. It's keeping you here where you want to be. So, you know, try not to overspend that money if you can help it. And when you do get a job, now you are able to get an apartment because you will have the proof of income to be able to slide you into an apartment. So that pretty much covers all of that part for you. And the last one that I have for you is not really like a message. It's more so just like a tip or some advice about how to get them to contact you faster. So, you know, HR people, they're busy. Sometimes they just don't want to answer you. But if you are on Indeed and you're looking for companies to apply for, I would contact them first. It speeds the process up. It gets them to know that you really are serious and interested about the job. Apply for it, or even contact them first and just ask for the HR, ask for the person who's recruiting for that job, talk to the person, just be honest and say, hey, you know, I'm really interested in the job. I saw that you have it online. Are you still hiring for it? I really want to put in an application. Make yourself known. That makes you stand out from anybody else that's applying, unless they've caught on to kind of doing the same thing. But that is, you will be in the back of their head for that. So make sure that you try to establish some kind of connection with the HR people before you even get in there. That accelerates the process so fast. Sometimes they might just say, hey, you know, stay here, stay on the phone. I'm gonna put you on hold for about 5 minutes. They might look at your application and just give you the job just because they see that you were consistent and you actually tried to reach out to them first. That shows them you are worth, like, that shows them you want to work, you're hungry for a job. So they're most likely gonna give that to you over somebody that just applied and they don't know them, they have no connection, they never heard back from them, and it's kind of like blah, whatever. Like, you got the job if you've done that. So try to step out of your comfort zone and call. The worst that can happen is they tell you no. But as I have said about probably 3 or 4 minutes ago, closed mouth do not get fed. And don't forget to ask them, like, you know, when you're on the phone with them, just say, hey, you know, I saw your application, or I saw your job description thing on Indeed, and just say, hey, you know, I live here. I was really considering working for you guys. Do you guys do phone interviews? I don't really have the funds to travel that far right now just for an interview. I can move whenever you tell me. I just need some help with the interview thing. They'll probably work with you. And honestly, if they don't want to give you the credit for that and do a phone interview or a Skype interview, don't even move there for that company, because evidently they don't want to bend just a little bit for you. You're going to go there and break your back for this company. Don't even waste your time. That's probably not the company for you. Call and ask them. That's really a test, because if you explain your situation to them and you're just like, hey, you know, I really want to work for you guys, but I live here, I'm trying to relocate, but right now I don't have it to just fly out for interviews like that. Can you do a phone interview, a Skype interview, something? If they say no, it's a hassle or whatever, they prefer to have people that already live there, that's because they don't want to deal with you later having to have time to relocate. Don't even waste your time to go there, because they're not gonna work with you. They're not gonna be very patient or understanding about stuff. So that's not the company that you want to work with anyways. Other tips for my college students out there: work during the summertime. If you're not taking summer classes, even if you are taking summer classes, I bet you're probably not going to be taking them as long as they take, like, you're probably only going to take like 1 or 2 classes. Get a part-time job, work, save up anything that you can, and use that money over the years to build up to your senior year, to where when you graduate and you don't want to go back home, you might have to take out some loans, but you don't have to take out as much of a loan now, because you have this little cushion money that you built during the summertime as you've been in college. So that would really help you a lot, and it kind of like boost you forward a little bit financially and just your whole situation. And you've got some type of work experience for people to even want to hire you faster. You're doing that for 4 years, so you got 4 summers to work and stack all your money. You have Christmas breaks, you got, what other breaks you have? You have, around the holidays, you have some time to work. So, I mean, especially if you're going back home, a lot of companies, you know, bigger, smaller, it doesn't really matter. You can just walk in there and say, hey, I'm a college student, I just want to work for a couple of weeks. Do you got something that I can do to make some extra money? They will more than likely probably want to try to help you out with that. So, you know, if you're staying on campus, see if you can find some extra. Apply at the college. I've actually worked for my school as a driver. See if you can find any kind of little job that you can work during your breaks. So, you know, that really does help. But those are really all the tips that I have for you as far as finding a job when you're trying to relocate, whether you're a college student or just an adult out here that needs to pay bills and you're trying to move. It doesn't matter. Those are my tips that I have for you. I really hope that you found this video helpful. Hit that like button if you liked it. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.